3 is the future.
Welcome, crew, to What Are Your Three, a Channel 3 podcast where we take a member of the Channel 3 community, discuss 3 games of their choosing, go through some honorable mentions and some other odds and ends for a nice little video game discussion. I'm Dan. With you is whatever, I'm leaving it. I don't care. With me as always. I was getting ready to say something snarky about Ray positioning his microphone for prime introductions, and I dropped the ball. So now I have to leave that.
You definitely dropped the ball.
Ray's here.
I'm here. Microphone has been placed. What's going on, people? We have Taco Supreme with us. He's just Taco Supreme now. He was Taco Supreme in some numbers, apparently. I don't know.
Shorten it down.
I don't notice these things. Dan notices them, but now he is in fact just Taco Supreme. What's going on, sir? How are you doing tonight?
Good evening, fellas. How are you guys?
We're good. Dan had a bit of a stroke, but it looks like
no hablo inglés. No sé. Sprachen Sie Deutsch?
He's reset like Buzz Lightyear. He's switching on the Spanish mode.
Oh man, we've got games. We've got games to talk about here, and we're gonna start not with one, not with two, but with 3 games. We've allowed another series has gotten in here, but I feel like
he only tried to sneak one in. Series. Yeah, he only tried to sneak one in, and this one flows. I'm okay with it.
It's a very acceptable series, especially because they've put it all together. It's Halo 1, 2, and 3. Obviously one of the greatest trilogies of video games of all time. It's on your About You list 3 different times on that new About You feature.
If anyone's seen anything I've posted on Channel 3 over the past year, chances are a Halo post has been one of them. I don't know what it is about this series I like so much. I mean, it's been there for me in every important moment in my life. So it pops up at the perfect time every time. And yeah, it's the most fun first person shooter game. I was a big PlayStation guy before then, never had an Xbox before the first Halo. I mean, I guess it was only out for a couple months, but then I think I bought my Xbox in 2002 because all my friends in the neighborhood had it and played Halo. So I was like the last to get it, but I think I'm the only one still playing it.
So you say how each one was a specific time. So Halo 1, yeah, you've got the helmet back there. You posted when you got the old school controller. I see it there, the purple.
Oh, yeah.
The purple tank
controller, got the 360, got it all.
You got the 360, which was amazing when you posted that one there. It was so good.
So happy about that.
Tell me. So Halo 1, this game, you get this because everyone in the neighborhood gets it. This is the start.
Yeah, that was the start for me. I mean, I had game systems before, and I was into gaming for a while, but that's when it really became like a social aspect to me. So that's when, it wasn't just me and my brother playing. We would go to our friend's house and play, and then they would come over and play, and then we got the Xbox. We did the LAN parties. We did the Halo LAN parties, carrying a TV with a garden cart, across the neighborhood to go play till 4 a.m. And
we needed to be a man to carry a TV across a yard.
These TVs weighed 75 pounds for a 28-inch.
Thick.
And you had to have a cart. You had to have like a garden cart or like a wagon or something just to get it down the neighborhood.
I mean, shout out to these TVs. They were solid too, because they moved a lot. It survived with all the parts inside of it. Man. So how many times you beat in the first Halo? Have you beaten a legendary? Did you is this something that you aimed to do at games with these at least, or were you just playing them normal? Like what was how'd you go about them?
So for being such a big Halo fan, I have to admit that I didn't beat the first one until 4 years ago. I played it up to a certain point, and I got to the point I could not get past it. And then Halo 2 came out, so then I just jumped on that. Then Halo 3 came out. I beat all those. I beat 2, 3, 4, Reach, all that. And then finally, when I got a PC and I started gaming again, I got the Master Chief Collection. I said, I'm beating Halo 1.
Now here's a question. When you played the Master Chief Collection, because that's Halo 1 for me, actually, just playing on the Master Chief Collection. Were you playing it with the new enhanced graphics, or did you put it back on the old school ones?
That's tough. I go back and forth because I had the Halo Anniversary Edition for Xbox 360. They had upgraded graphics, and that was 15 years ago at this point. So I got used to doing that because I had played that version so many times. But when I did a recent playthrough with a friend of mine who had never played, I did it on the original graphics again. And it's really a toss-up. It's kind of however go back and forth, like, because you can switch while playing, which is great. Because I'm like, what does this look like, in 2001? What does this look like in 2010? And you just kind of switch back and forth.
It looks really gray and really flat in 2001.
Very, yes.
When you compare it, I didn't even realize at first. I turned the game on, and it starts off with the enhanced graphics.
Right.
I think I played a whole level before realizing that this was not the original graphics, and then I switched it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
And it really shows its age.
Yeah,
when you do that.
I love the sound effects though.
The sound effects in the original are so much better.
It's so classic. Every game had the same explosion sound effect, and the guns sounded different. The
elites roaring at you, babbling at you.
Really, just the classic sounds and everything. That game puts you back in time.
Oh yeah.
So now Halo 2. What's the connection to Halo 2?
Halo 2 came out when I was 14 years old. I had just got my first job. I went to work as soon as I could, and that was like the first thing I bought. The first thing I bought for myself is I saved up for, a couple months. I did the whole pre-order at GameStop, and I took off work that day, and came home from school, and I was like, Dad, you got to take me over to GameStop. You got to take me to GameStop. They're gonna be sold out. And he said, you pre-ordered it. They're not going to sell out. And so that was like the first one I bought myself. And so that was like, I saved up, I bought this is mine. And I think I played through it in 2 days. In 2 days, I was like, oh, now what?
There it is.
But the multiplayer aspect.
I was going to say, right? Because now you got multiplayer and you got your dual
Xbox Live. I mean, that was a game changer. Because Halo 1 didn't have online. You could do some wishy-washy stuff to make it work over LAN parties over the internet, which was very unreliable. But then to actually have Xbox Live and be able to play with your friends down the street without having to carry the TV over or meeting new people. I played with a guy from England that I met randomly. We played together for years.
Well, that's the thing with the Xbox parties is you got into your group and that was it. Whatever the 8 random people that got played online, you guys are just going to play over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Right, a little different from now when you play a match and then it's a new server and it's a new group every time. Here's your 8 people. You could yell at each other in between rounds.
Yeah,
and then random teams and you go at it.
The whole clan thing where they put together groups. I think we had 20 or 30 people of them. And we would just play regularly every night, every weekend till 3 a.m. But I mean, that's what you do when you're 14, 15 years old and you don't really have any responsibilities. You have fun.
I still remember buying the actual card, the Xbox Live card. You have to buy it with the code, and you got to put that code in. And he's like, I got 3 months. Great, I'm gonna go back. Here's my 60 to get the year.
That was a stack of cards sitting in an empty case.
That's right.
Oh, it ran out in the middle of the night. Crap! Grab one of the 48-hour codes real quick.
And now Halo 3, which you have as the best ending. That's you put.
I think that was the best ending to the series. One could argue it should have ended there. A lot of people would say that.
Sure.
I liked Halo 3, but where it hit me in my point in my life was at that point I had moved away from my neighborhood. I wasn't down the street from my friends anymore. I was an hour away to a 16, 17-year-old.
It's a long time.
It's a long time. I mean, an hour away feels like halfway across the world. So 07 hits, Halo 3 hits, we're back into it. We're playing again. We're playing every weekend. We're playing every night when we're not working or whatever. And it kept me close to my friends. I mean, I have friends I still talk to this day from 25 years ago from playing this series. And that was just, it kept me connected, even though I felt so far away.
And so what is, you have all these kind of memories attached to each game. Is there anything about the game itself that you really love and connect to, or is it really that every game just kind of hit at the right time for you? Why is this so high up for you?
it just everything clicked for me with these games. It just felt right. Everything felt smooth. The gameplay felt great, you know. And it was a lot of it was the social aspect. I mean, just goofing off and playing Halo 2, and you know, my brother's kicking my butt in the next room, so I ran in his room and turned his Xbox off on him real quick, and then run back to my room and lock the door because he was going to kick my butt, even though he's little. My little brother, bigger than me. So yeah, it was just the story of it's great. I mean, it really goes through this whole, you know, saving the earth and your enemy becomes your friend type thing, and because their enemies become the worst enemies, and driving a warthog is so much fun in the first 3 Halo games. I mean, the controls make zero sense.
It's a mess.
It's a mess, but it's so much fun jumping stuff, and you know, a gunner in the back shooting aliens from wherever, and I love every aspect of that game. And the first 3 are like, it's almost a perfect trilogy to me. It's just I liked the later games. I liked 4, didn't so much like 5, and I liked Infinite. I liked Infinite a lot, but it had that. It, like I said, it hit those moments in my life where that's what I needed, and I'll always remember that.
Give me your top Xbox controller that you got there before we move on.
Okay. So there's a couple here. This is the Halo Cortana Edition 20th anniversary. This is an Xbox 360 style controller. That's the Elite Series 2, and that's just a regular Series X. The one I play with the most is the Elite Series 2. I'll be honest with you, I almost never use this thing. It's really cool looking. This Halo Duke controller.
The Duke is just there for show.
It's so big, and it's humongous, and it's gigantic, but it is cool to look at. So probably the Elite Series 2 is what I use the most.
Well, let's jump into single player country. No multiplayer for our next game here. We're going to Batman and Arkham Asylum. After we had a lot of bad Batman games through the years, in comes Arkham Asylum to save the day. So tell me about Arkham.
Arkham I got after, it was way after it came out. It was probably a year after it came out, and I hadn't heard anything of it. Stopped by a GameStop one day, and it was sitting on the used rack for like half off or whatever. And I said, "Oh, let's just pick it up and see what it is." And I think that might have been the first game I actually went through and 100%. I did all the Riddler trophies. I did all the everything. I was so captivated by that story. And then, but it took me a little while to realize it. But then I realized that it had the voice actors from the Batman animated series, and that's when I was like, I mean, the hooks were in, and you know, just having that classic voice actors. The story was dark and it just felt more adult, and the fighting, the combat is flawless in that game. It is so much fun.
Yeah, that was a first rhythm combat for me.
Oh yeah,
in a
me
game.
too.
Like you need to have that rhythmic, collection of activities, the counter attacks, the upgrading your various weapons, and getting bonuses and more effective by mixing batarangs in and. All the various
first game like that I played. I was like big into racing games for a long time. There was Halo and Call of Duty, and then I was playing Forza, and that was it. And then when I got this, I was like, man, this is great. I mean, it's a great story. Now the boss fight at the end, fighting the Joker, was kind of a letdown, but I mean, all the little story aspects. I mean, when you fight Bane and you fight, actually, I think Two-Face was in the second one, but.
Two-Face was the second one, but you get the Bane fight, and then you get a second Bane fight with Joker, basically.
Right, yeah. So that was kind of the letdown, was the ending of that game, but I've played it so many times, and I've had it on so many different systems. I got it first on Xbox 360. I think I did it during the book club thing, but I didn't check in all the time. I just played through it and loved it again.
So you mentioned you had 100%ed this one, which this is probably... It became less and less achievable with each subsequent game because of the sheer amount and ridiculousness of the Joker trophies and clues that came about. Did you play the others, and did you feel the same way, or is this a me problem I'm projecting onto you?
I loved Arkham City. Everyone says Arkham City is the best one, and the hot take I'm going to say right here is Arkham City is the worst out of the 3.
Here we go.
The worst. It's not bad. I love it, but it's not as Arkham Asylum was simple. You're in the asylum, there's not a whole lot of traversal. Arkham Knight, I loved Arkham Knight. I 100% at Arkham Knight. I had 98 hours into Arkham Knight.
Wait, you did every of the 3,000 Joker?
Every single one.
No, see, Dan.
God.
This is a you problem, Dan.
I had 100 hours into Arkham
problem.
Knight.
That's not me problem. That's got to be like a 0.00001% of people have achieved this trophy situation.
It was tough. It took me a while, and I just like the traversal better in Arkham Knight. People hate it. I like the Batmobile. I thought it was fun. And once you upgrade some of the stuff, you can dive in, jump into the Batmobile, ride halfway across the city, eject yourself out, batarang, backclaw yourself and shoot yourself through the air. I was like, this is great.
Climb up on a building and have the Joker terrify you when you do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody's problem is the Batmobile itself. It's awesome driving the Batmobile around the city. It's those battles you have to let me do a stealth mission in a bat tank. Okay. that was always the tough part. That was the first thing I upgraded though to make sure I didn't get stuck.
Yeah. Some of the bat tank fighting stuff got a little tedious. But it was all about timing. It was all about hit the dodge at the right time, dodge and then shoot. And then there were some of them you had puzzles, like a lot of the Riddler puzzles had the Batmobile, which people hated, where you had to climb walls with
eject the right way out of the Batmobile.
The right way, electrocute something so it charges something up. So yeah, I get why people didn't like it, but man, it fully clicked with me. Yeah,
you mentioned the Bane fight. Killer Croc and Scarecrow though were two that stuck with me the first one.
Killer Croc was fun because it felt like a horror movie. I was like, this. Well, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. If I was supposed to go fast, walk slow, just try to outrun them. I didn't know, and then it took me a while to figure that out. And the Scarecrow combat, it was so cinematic. It was so great. I loved it because at first, spoilers for a 20-year-old game at this point, but you think Commissioner Gordon's dead. I was like, dude, they killed Commissioner Gordon in a Batman game? That's wild. And then you just realize you're in, Scarecrow toxin or whatever, and you kind of get through it. But yeah, the Scarecrow missions were awesome.
Yeah, a later game on your list kind of takes some elements from that.
Yes.
Not unfairly so, but it is pretty cool because you have an idea if you're paying attention, something happened here. But then, stuff just starts to get weird when you're walking around the asylum.
Yeah, and that's when you're like, wait a minute, Batman's eyes are glowing. Why are his eyes glowing? And that's when you're like, oh.
I know.
As soon as you see Scarecrow the first time, you're like, okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and even, it's funny because there are even teases throughout Arkham Asylum, too. They knew they had plans going for the rest of it, too. You had Clayface clues in there letting you know, we're going to have some other stuff coming. We're already ready. We've got the second one in the pipeline and on the move because it was only 2 years until Arkham City came out even.
Well, there was a massive Easter egg for Arkham City. If there was some point, if you blew down a wall, there was a big map on the wall of the proposed Arkham City. And I think my first playthrough, I didn't find it. And then I read about it online. I was like, I got to get all the way back to that point and find this map. And I was like, oh, wow, there is going to be a big city map. And that was really fun. I mean, and just playing as in Arkham City in the beginning, you play as Bruce Wayne instead of Batman to get to the bat armor, which was pretty cool because you get to see the rich guy in the prison city, but then he still kicks some butt, and then
everybody's coming oh, we got you, soft rich guy. And
yeah.
The fighting already begins, and you're calling Alfred to get the pod dropped and everything. Let's go.
There were so many good secondary characters in Arkham City too. They dropped in Robin and Nightwing and
get a lot of Catwoman in that one too. You
got
a lot of Catwoman.
Yeah. I think you had to have the special edition or the collector's edition, which of course I got. I was after Arkham Asylum. I was like, gotta have it. Whatever.
The statue's back there on a shelf still.
Midnight. It is. Yeah, it's right up there.
Yeah,
so, it's the Arkham City statue.
I could see Batman kneeling up top there. Yes.
Yep. I forgot I had that up there, but yeah, that's from the collector's edition. Catwoman's combat was fun though. I like that.
Yeah,
cool aspect of it.
Well, your third game, Uncharted 4. So we're progressing through history here. We've gone from up to 07 with the Halos, then to 09 for Arkham Asylum, and now we're jumping up to 2016, I think, for Uncharted 4. An unconventional pick from this series. This is not a normal pick for Uncharted.
No, because I guess everyone likes Uncharted 2 best, right? And that's kind of the consensus.
Yeah, and if not, usually it goes to 3, but 4, because four's got some changes. 4's got some different stuff in it.
Well, 4 was the first one I played. So
oh wow,
I skipped the entire PS3 generation. I have never owned a PS3 in my life. I own a 1, 2 2s, 2 4s, and a 5. I've never had a 3.
Ray, what's the math on that? I lost track in there somewhere. It was like 12. Was it? No, it was like 17. 17.
I have a lot of consoles.
I thought I was counting total PlayStation numbers. I thought we were up to 17, but okay.
But the Uncharted 4, when I had stopped gaming, this is another one of those things where it hit me at the right point. So when my daughter was born in 2013, I stopped playing games. I didn't have time.
The dark ages began. Yes,
I was a new father. In a couple of years, we had our daughter. We moved twice. I moved from Maryland to South Carolina, back to Maryland, all in a 4-month span. And
oh God,
brutal. And I didn't have time. I mean, we got our dog. We got married. We had a second kid. And I think it was right around 2016 or 2017. I had to buy a new TV. My old TV busted. Had to buy a new TV, and I bought it. My wife worked at Kohl's, the Kohl's department store, so I bought the TV there because we got an employee discount. Bam, bam, bam. But you get all these like rewards points, the Kohl's Cash thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had so much saved up. I bought the PS4 with Kohl's Cash.
It's amazing.
And it was the Uncharted.
That Kohl's employee discount was clutch back in that day, just to be clear.
So good. So I get this PS4 and I set it all out, and I sit there and I go, well, I don't have anything to play. I was like, but it came with this game Uncharted I've never heard of because I never had a PS3. So I started playing it. And at this point, the newest thing I had was an Xbox 360 that I had had for 10 years at this point.
Well, again, like you had the Batman games before there, and then so you kind of skipped up until you're at the PlayStation 4's kind of peaking. It still has to get to God of War and Spider-Man in there, but like no, it hit its stride with Uncharted 4. And
it was just such an unbelievably beautiful game. And the first couple scenes, it lights up, and this is incredible. This is a truly generational jump in graphics. And I started playing through it, and I didn't really know what was going on, but they kind of Uncharted 4 kind of.
Oh yeah, of course, Sully. Yes, of course. All these characters I am very familiar with. Yes.
So I'm like kind of like, I don't know who this guy is, but he seems pretty cool. And I didn't know like the whole brother thing was not a thing in the first 3.
Yeah, no one knew about the brother thing. So you were with everybody there.
So I was like, okay. So then I played the whole thing through, and I just find the little treasures, and the whole story was so cool. It was pirates and treasure and all this cool stuff. And I really liked it. I was like, man, I think I've played it. I think I played the first 3 through once since then, but I've played Uncharted 4 probably 6-7 times.
Yeah, it was nice. They bundled up 1 to 3 on a PlayStation 4 upgrade disc. That was quite helpful for catching up on the series for those who
I actually just started Uncharted 1 again probably 2-3 weeks ago, but then my kids took over the PS5 again, so now I'm like,
whoa, no, yeah, as mine has been playing Construction Simulator routinely when he's home at this point. So it's
my Steam Deck is owned by my son.
How do you get another one, Ray? That's all you gotta do. Like, listen, you pick up another one. It's
Rogue Ally X. Wife's on board with it.
Excuses is ready.
I don't know how she got on board with it. I mentioned it. I was like, I might sell the Steam Deck back, and I'll get this instead. And she's like,
kids are using it now.
She's like, that's crazy. Just get it. And I was like, you got it.
Man, I saw a leak of the price today, and
so did
wow, it was steep. I was like, okay, people complained about the Xbox and the PlayStation being $500, and I was like, this is a handheld that's twice as expensive.
Oh yeah,
is that really what they're looking at for that?
For the better one, for the X one, which is like don't put $1,000.
They already have. They already have it. It exists already. What?
No, but it's got a bigger controller. And it's got an Xbox interface.
It's going to run smoother, Dan.
It's got an Xbox logo on it, so it's $200 more.
First of all, you guys can all hate on it, but it's going to run better than the current Rogue Ally. Sorry, things are getting older. We make
that runs an Xbox like already. It's going
to run it better.
It's going to run it better.
It's going to run it better, Dan. You can get the non amazing version. That one's probably going to be like $500 or $600.
Yeah, but why would you?
Exactly.
No, you can't do that.
I'm gonna pay
besides,
it out.
That thing runs beautifully on the TV, by the way, just to be clear. So
I'm talking smack. I'm talking smack, but I have every other Xbox, so
I'm getting this one. The Steam Deck does not run well on TVs. I'll say that much. But that one, it's like the oldest of them at this point.
It is, and a friend of mine has a Steam Deck, and I borrowed it for a little while. I used it mostly as a retro emulator. It works great as an emulator if you're using it for like a PS2 emulator or an older console. Anything probably older than a PS3, it's pretty good for. So I just loaded up a hard drive full of games, totally 100% legally.
Absolutely,
so we're clear.
No one would assume otherwise here, but thank you for clarifying for the yeah.
I don't want no one coming after me for discs. I definitely 100% own. And yeah, I used it for that for a little while and gave it back to him. And he said he plugged it into a monitor once. I think he tried to play Cyberpunk on it, and
that would probably that's probably less.
It just doesn't like I have the dock from Valve, the one they tell you to get. It just doesn't transfer well.
No.
But I can play. You can play Hogwarts Legacy on it. That's probably like the last newest game that you can do on the Steam Deck. Well, you try to put that on the TV, and it's like you can't look at it.
You can't handle it at that point.
You can't handle it. So, 2022 and prior, it'll play the games
in the handheld format. It's great. I love it. It's very comfortable. I love how comfortable it is. I liked it better than the Switch. Like
I do too, from the comfort, from the way it holds. Absolutely.
But I couldn't. I knew I was never going to use it. So I just couldn't justify getting one. I mean, I have a Switch. I'd use it a little bit more now, but like not as much. And I'm still waiting for one of those Switch 2s to pop up when I'm walking around the store. So
I got you got Best Buy on Thursday. That's where you got to be there for DK Bonanza Day.
Yeah, all right.
That's the in-person drop if you happen to find your way there coincidentally. But
I might peek through and see what's up.
I have to tie a bow on Uncharted 4 because So like they kind of wrap the series up though. They give an ending to everybody and the characters kind of ride off into the sunset. They leave it open though, like you can bring back the brother and Sully or like drag Nate back out of things or the daughter could take up the mantle too, I guess. But like there's something that could happen here. Like how was it playing like a one game and then like having the ride off into the sunset moments at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, when I got to the end and realized like, oh, this really was like a series for the past 10 years or whatever, I was like, I kind of felt left out. I was like, oh, okay. So as soon as like you said, the trilogy pack came out, I got the trilogy pack for the first 3 and played through them. Really liked them. And like, I haven't played, there's like an expansion for 4. I have not played that yet. The is it Lost Legacy, is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's some. I did not play any.
Yeah, I have not played that, but I think I might.
They gave it away with PS Plus at some point, so it's in my library. Okay. I know that.
So it's probably in mine then too at some point.
You just add those games every month, Lego Dad. Just add them every month. It doesn't matter whether you're gonna play it now or not. But I was going to ask. So how did you handle? So the Uncharted series, as you kind of. They tend to take a real hard turn about halfway or 2/3 of the way through the game, and change genres on you every time. How'd you handle that? That's my final question.
It was different, and it was really hard to get used to some of the things. Like one of the things I noticed with the genre change, like you said, was at one point, and I thought it was really funny. And once I learned more of the history of like Insomniac and stuff like that, and I realized, I was like, this is just a really good Crash Bandicoot game. It's like a really advanced Crash Bandicoot game. And then they have there's a mission where you have to do the Crash Bandicoot thing where you're running towards the screen and the boulder's coming down over the top of you. And I'm like, oh, I get it. Because earlier in the game, you sit there and you're playing on a PS1, playing Crash Bandicoot. It's like part of the story. So it was like, it jumps around a couple times. And was there like a horror aspect of this game? It's been a while since I've played.
That's what happens in the back half of pretty much every one of these games. It's like,
okay,
wait, what do you mean I'm playing this like grounded modern Indiana Jones and suddenly there's a zombie outbreak that's happening in the middle of this game and this becomes a run and gun shooter and no longer like you spend the first 2/3 of the game like I'm gonna duck and cover and put in some nuanced headshots and play skillfully and articulately. And no, now it is run and gun and your entire play style has to change. I remember like Joel was doing a playthrough with the book club of the first Uncharted and Smeagol and I are in the chat trying to tell him like, Stop trying to headshot these things. You need to just spray and pray and run. And that's all you can do is run away and hope for the best. don't.
The combat does get like kind of finicky, like because there's just like at some point they're just overloading you with enemies, and you can't be selective. You have to just, like you said, run and gun and just go through it. And that was definitely like, that was the first time I played it. I remember getting to that point, and I was like, maybe this game isn't for me. I was like, but I'll just keep going. It's the only game I got, so I'm going through it. We'll be fine.
And that's where the Amy Hennig who started the series. Oh, she did the Legacy of Kain series. Okay, so she had to bring that in too. That was not just the Insomniac Crash Bandicoot history, but she's got that supernatural horror side. Okay, I see. Okay. Well, you mentioned your first honorable mention already, and Cyberpunk 2077 came up, and it would have been a nice transition, but I had to ask just about that transition point for every Uncharted game. Sorry. A game
That's okay.
But we're going to a game that had a storied launch that it says a little rough on the Steam Deck, but it was a little rough on everything when it started. It got booted from stores and refunded all over the place. But this thing, hey, guess what? If you stick with a game that you believe in what you built and you make the corrections that need to be corrected, it's amazing what can happen. This thing rose from the ashes, and years later now, this thing's up there.
That's a real nice spin you put on releasing an unfinished game, and then when everyone complains, you go on and do it.
That's
a really nice way to say you put a half thing out.
I don't think it was as much that it was unfinished as it was like they probably should have waited for the 5 and the Series X, not the Series S. They probably should have just waited for the 5. I still can't speak to like how this thing runs on PS4, but it never should have. What they wanted to do never should have been on the PS4 and on the Xbox One. That's the moral of the story here.
I was fully on the hype train when it was coming out, and everyone kept saying it kept getting delayed, and it kept getting delayed, and kept getting delayed. And I was like, I don't care. When it comes out, it's going to be great. So I had it pre-ordered, ready to go. I think it was I had it digitally downloaded because I was like, I just want it that day. I want to get home from work and it be on, ready to go. And I think I put, in the first like 2 or 3 days, I put like 9 or 10 hours into it, and it crashed every hour on the hour. Shut the PS4 down.
I was gonna say this is on the PS4, I'm guessing at this point. Yeah.
And I was so mad. I was like, okay, maybe they'll patch it. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And after like a week, I was like, this is crap, man. And they offered the refund, so I took it. I took the refund. And I sat without it for a couple of years, and then I got it on like a Target deal for like $5, brand new, like a year and a half later, and I just sat on it. So I was like $5, maybe they'll fix it one day, and I sat on the shelf for a little while, and then I got a PS5 later that year, and that's when they did the PS5 upgrade for it. And I remember I was like, all right, it's time to see what it's worth. And that game changed my life, man. I mean, it was. You really just sink into this character and this story. It's like one of the few times, like, kind of tears well up in your eyes. I mean, there's a couple of really, really incredible missions in that game where the storytelling is just incredible, and it just gets you, man. It's just so good.
Well, it's not even like the stuff that like gets you emotionally like welled up. Like you fist pump too when you're like rocking in front of a crowd, and like it manages to like suck you into the story and the way that they've got, Keanu living in your head and kind of communicating everything there. Like it's nuts how they really get you living. Again, when the thing's not buggy and it works, everything works the way it's supposed to. Like the traversal, the vehicle travel's awesome. The driving through the whole environment's great. The missions are awesome. Yeah.
It took me a while to get a hold of because before this, and we'll get to that game, but I wanted it to be a third-person game, but it's first-person only. But like you spend all this time creating this character and picking these outfits and making these facial modifications.
Outfits, yes, facial modification, yes,
facial modification. You make this character so cool looking, and the only time you ever see it is when you look in a mirror. So I was like, maybe they'll release a third-person mode, and they haven't. I don't think they ever will. No, but you kind of get used to it, and I got used to it. The quick hacking mechanic of the game took me a long time to get a grasp of, and now they've updated. It's been a couple of years since I played it, so now they've revamped everything again, and now the upgrading and quick hacking, that's all different again. So the next time I play
just dropped like a 2.3 update on it, didn't they? Like a week, last couple weeks.
They delayed it. It's
did they?
Yeah. It was like 2 or 3 days before it was supposed to come out. It got delayed, and everyone's like, "Go ahead, just delay it because
please."
We didn't even need it anyway. Right. Yeah, we're good.
I don't know what they're adding, but I mean, it's a people keep saying it's gonna be a massive update, which they told us they were gonna stop updating the game a year and a half ago.
Well, because they're working on the sequel now too. Like they are fully in. They've got Witcher 4 running in overdrive now, and they've got the untitled sequel to Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
like the team is forming and they're writing, and I don't know what other stage they're at on that, but like they're working hard over there in CD Projekt Red Land. So
yeah, they've got a couple of crews working hard, and like you said, Witcher 4. I mean, from the tech demo they released, looks absolutely incredible. So it's looking forward to
put that Unreal Engine to work.
Oh yeah, and now I haven't played the Cyberpunk, the DLC. I bought it, of course, the day it came out. I was like, gotta have it, and I was like, I'm not starting another playthrough until I'm ready, and then I just haven't. So it's on the perpetual backlog of thousands of games at this point.
Are you planning a new start for it, or are you going to jump just back in where you were?
I think because it's been a couple of years, I think I'm going to do a fresh start. Play with a different style of character. I want to try like a different build. I think the last one was a big like AR guy, and I want to do like a pistol and sword build. Just kind of run and gun with pistols and swords, and not worry about quick hacks or nothing like that. Just slay him.
Well, now we move on. Batman walked so that Spider-Man could swing.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it's a copy and paste, but it almost is. And that's why it landed here on the list. I mean, I'm a big Spider-Man guy. Got the Spider-Man posters hanging up here. There's other ones you can't see that are up here. And that Spider-Man was, like, when it came out, I was like, oh, it's a Spider-Man game. It's just like Batman. And then I didn't get it. I was so big into Call of Duty at the time. That's all everyone was playing. That and Fortnite. Fortnite came out around the same time.
Activision made a bunch of terrible Spider-Man games for years too. So like the miss rate was terrible on it until they put out like it wasn't until they put out like the 10-minute video of the mission in the construction building. It was like, oh my god, they did this.
That was another one of those games I scooped up. I think I bought it during COVID because I had all the free time in the world. So I finally got it. I started playing through it. I was like, man, this story is great. You know, it's got all the best hits of villains for Spider-Man. It's got the Sinister Six, and it's got Doc Ock, and it's got Electro, and it's got, you know, I was at the time I wasn't like a big Miles Morales fan, didn't really know anything about him, but when he shows up in the game, you're like, oh, this could lead to something, which obviously it did. And then there was like little teases like near the end when, you know, with like the Venom thing, and Venom's my favorite character in comic book history.
Next to Mjolnir there for you, yeah.
There's Venom from Spider-Man 2. I have the Spider-Man 2 collector's edition statue with Venom and the two Spider-Men.
They're still selling that too, and I oh god. Oh, it's so tempting. I
was a pure sucker for that when they announced Spider-Man 2, and I saw the big statue and I was like, gotta have it. Let
me tell you a game that I think everyone loves, and I still think it's underrated. Like it's like 87 Metacritic. I think even a 4.7 on C3 is low. It somehow misses awards. Like the Game Awards gives it no love, and I was like, I don't know if there's a game that's so great that I can still look at and think this game's underrated. I mean, just like every single piece of this game I love.
It's so smooth. Like the combat is great with the swinging and using webs and using the gadgets was really fun. It took me a while to get used to Spider-Man 2 because they changed the gadget style and the power-ups and stuff like that. I played through Spider-Man. Like I got it for PS4, and when I got my PS5, they did the PS5 upgrade. I played it again, and then I recently just played it again on PC again because it's a great story too. I mean, the characters are so deep with Mr. Negative, just, you know, being like a good guy, but being a bad guy, being the villain, but being such a nice guy with the homeless shelter and just being like so charitable and everything. And then just behind the scenes being this evil guy that you have to take out. And all the little Easter eggs in Doc Ock's office when you're working for him, just like opening up little audio tapes or finding little pieces of newspaper shreds and stuff like that. They fired on all cylinders on this game. And the traversal through the city. You want to talk about a game that has a quick travel system that I have never used.
That's on my list of questions. Did you fast travel? Because I didn't.
Not once. I was like, oh, it's 4,000 meters away? No problem.
I'll get there.
We'll swing through the city. It'd be fine.
Absolutely. There's never been a game. I don't think I did not 100% this one, but I 100% in Miles Morales. And there's never been a game that I was just so happy to complete every task they gave me. And, they do a great job. Fun. You're heading to the main mission, and you're about 500 meters from your next objective, and it's like, no, there's police.
Yep, there's a robbery going on.
You got to go handle
Spider-Man.
that before you
gotta handle it. It caught me every time, and searching for the backpacks and all the little Easter eggs and the backpacks from opening them up. And then the 2 expansions for the game were really great too.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the one with, I guess it was with Black Cat.
Yeah.
And I think the second one was with Hammerhead, maybe. It's been a
while. Silver Sable, Hammerhead, and Black Cat were the 3 parts of like the intertwined story.
Yeah. So that was really good too. And I felt like that was almost, I don't want to say like almost a complete game, but it was a really good expansion for an already great
It was
game.
No short DLC, that's for sure.
No, it was quite long. I remember when Miles Morales was announced, I was like, okay, I got like a couple months to finish this and the expansions. I think I came sliding into home finishing that game and all the DLCs before Miles Morales came out.
What's give me a favorite suit before we move on here.
I'm a big fan of the Scarlet Spider suit. I use the Scarlet Spider in every playthrough I do of Spider-Man 1, and the one Spider-Man 2 playthrough I've done so far, I used it for most of that. Even though I love the Venom suit so much. As soon as I got the black suits, like in Spider-Man 1, all I wanted was a black suit Spider-Man. That's all I wanted. And when I realized that they didn't put it in the game because that's going to be the story of the second game, I was like, okay, I can wait. And it was so good. The black suit in Spider-Man 2 was so great because the further you got on, the more darker you became, the more like evil the suit looked. Like the eyes would spike up more and the veins would pulse out more. I just thought it was really, really well thought out.
I just love how they gave you the Night Monkey suit and the like from Spider-Man, from Far From Home and with No Way Home. They like added those suits years later, even.
Yeah.
I think the Night Monkey suit is the one my son likes to use when he's playing it because he's played through. I think he's beat both of them. Yeah, he beat Spider-Man 2 like 3 times. He loved that one.
Yeah, it's true. They just added the Spider-Man's Venom suit to Marvel Rivals, and it's just something about it. It's so simple. It's so clean.
Oh yeah, and the whole story behind that suit is so cool. How they back in the 80s they were going to redesign Spider-Man to look like that, and it became very popular. But then as everything's do in comics, they go back to the originals. They kind of float back and forth. So, as a kid growing up, my first Spider-Man comic was it was a random issue of Amazing Spider-Man that I just picked up when I was like 5 years old. And it was like from the 80s. Spider-Man was in the black suit, but it wasn't the Venom suit. Silver Sable had made him a new suit, but it was all black. Something happened to his suit, and he like looks in the closet. He's like, oh, I'll throw this one on and go do whatever. So I still have that. I kept that forever. That was the start for me. That and the animated series in the 90s.
So good.
That's what made me love.
Was that the Neil Patrick Harris one?
No, that was later on, I think.
Neil Patrick Harris did the Spider-Man series?
I believe so. I think it was like in the late 90s or early 2000s. I believe. Yeah,
somewhere there. I was not into either of that. I was not for either of those, but I know he did one somewhere in there.
Well, now I have to look. To look this up.
Yeah, those mid 90s Marvel cartoons, X-Men and Spider-Man, and even the Batman series from DC. It was so good.
I love the Batman one.
Batman's great.
I absolutely love the Batman in the 90s.
I'm just here to shout out the Raimi suit because of the texture they put on it. Like you could see the texturing of the webbing. Mm-hmm.
That is such a good looking suit, and it looks great in the game too.
And the Spider-Verse one where like it does like the janky animations they did in both games.
Yeah, see, I I like the idea behind it, but I never used the suit because
I didn't use it long. I just loved the detail.
It was cool. I liked it. I liked how they did it. But I was like, I got the PS5 and I'm running 60 frames per second now. I don't want to make it look like it's on a PS4 again. But it was a really good looking suit, and it was a really cool animation style they did with that.
Oh, Dan, 2003. The Spider-Man, the new animated series with Neil Patrick. I never saw this.
I knew he did one somewhere in there.
I don't think I ever watched it. But
Me neither. I had no idea this existed.
It was college year. I don't know why I know that exists, but the curse of my brain.
They are old school computer graphics. This is clearly not hand drawn.
Speaking of the curse of my brain, I'm really angry you made me look at Metacritic for this.
I pulled it up because I always gripe that I can't believe Spider-Man. The Game Awards just hates Spider-Man.
Well, it was up against God of War, and it should have been God of War.
Spider-Man 2. I know. I don't complain about the games that won. I don't understand how it gets nothing. The art, not the gameplay, nothing.
Yuri, give it to you. I just want
voice acting.
All I want is Yuri to get one for the acting. That's all.
Nothing.
Fantastic voice actor. Really captured what Peter Parker is. I mean, it's almost like you hear it any other version, and you're like, oh, it's weird.
That's not
weird.
It, yeah.
He's taking that Kevin Conroy mantle because even like Marvel Rivals, Midnight Suns, we're bringing Yuri in. That's no, we good. We understand this now.
And I'm totally cool with that. I haven't played much of Marvel Rivals. I played it when it first came out. I really enjoyed it, but it got lost in the shuffle of everything else. I think my kid still plays every once in a while, but yeah, I think when he picked Spider-Man for the first time, I kind of had that, hey, is that Yuri? I had to go look it up. I was like, it is. Okay, good. They got the right guy for the job.
Yeah, he's doing it. So we go from a game that's severely underrated to a game that won all the awards, just award after award, and remake and remaster and DLC, and here's put it all together. It's The Witcher 3.
I thought for a second you were going to say it was overrated, and I was
no.
No. Even Ray's not going to drop a take like that
from this piece of garbage.
That's another one of these games that I got into really late because I'm just so behind. I will say Call of Duty ruined gaming for me, even though it's one of my favorite games and I still play it every freaking day. It put me behind on so many games, and Witcher was one of them. And I think I got it on PS4 for like $10, and it had both expansions, and I had never really heard anything about it. I just heard it was good, and I started playing it, and I was like, I don't really like it. I played it for like a couple hours. I was like, I don't really like it. I don't really like the whole, every time I pick up a new shirt, I got to see if it's more powerful than the last shirt, but it looks worse than the cool shirt that has no stat points. And then I think I restarted it a couple months later. I might have done the same thing I did with Cyberpunk. I think I waited till the PS5 upgrade came out and played it on PS5. And man, once I just got going with the story, learning the characters, this game is big with me now, even though I haven't played it in a couple years at this point, like a year, maybe a year and a half, because I started watching the show, the Henry Cavill show, which big Henry Cavill guy. Man, that show sucked. I mean, it did. It was so bad. Even just like not really knowing much about it, it was not good. And then I got really big into the books. I'm getting ready to finish Lady of the Lake. I think there's one more after that, but it really ties I think the games take place a couple years after the books, but I start reading about these characters and the history behind them, and just like, oh, look, I remember in Witcher 3 they mentioned something about this, and I think I got lost in a little bit. The Island of Skellige is awesome. That music is so good. It is so peaceful. It's just like a low chanting type thing. I just remember floating around Skellige for hours, just at peace. It was so peaceful. And then the story gets crazy with the actual wild hunt and everything. And then the DLCs are Heart of Stone was pretty good. I liked it or whatever, but Blood and Wine was so good. It could have been its own game. It was probably 20 something hours long. and just all the characters with Regis, the vampires, and the land of Toussaint, and it added so much to that game where it was already so vast, and it already took. I don't even know how. Like my main playthrough, I skipped so many side missions. There was towns I didn't even bother to stop in.
It's such a big. It's an overwhelmingly big world.
The characters change from day to night. Certain enemies will stronger at nighttime. Just layers upon it.
Using magic with your weapons and stuff like that. I really like that it was a melee mostly game. So like I think I used the crossbow a couple of times. Didn't really care for it. But yeah, just that whole story was so deep. And as soon as I thought, I was like, okay, this game's got to be almost over, right? No, there's a whole nother island. That's when I get to the Skeleton. I'm like, oh, now we're kind of getting into the story, and the whole story with Ciri. It was so wild. So many characters, so many voice actors, so many little missions. Hey, can you help? My daughter got lost in a swamp, and then next 30 minutes, I'm like looking around in the swamp. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't remember what my main mission was.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Remember which ending you took? Have you played it enough to have one ending? Or?
I've only finished the game all the way through once. It's one of those games I keep like, oh, I'm going to restart it, and then I get a handful of hours into it and kind of fall off again. If I remember correctly, the ending I chose was the one. I think. Damn, I can't remember. I think you just there was one year was one you let Ciri.
So does she live or does she not live?
She lives. Yeah, she definitely lived in my playthrough at the end.
Does she go to meet her father, or do you help her fake her death?
That's what it was. I helped her fake her death. That's right. I remember that now.
I think you kind of mentioned it, but are you like after playing it? So you now interested in Witcher 4? Is that something you'd be looking forward to?
Yeah, and you got a lot of internet people out there that are complaining like, "Oh, it's Ciri. She's not really a Witcher. It's about Geralt." I was like, "Did you play Witcher 3? Because at the end of Blood and Wine,
that's the whole point of it.
Geralt retires. He's done. He's happy. And if you've ever read the books, you would know that Witcher is a story about Ciri, not about Geralt. Geralt is the first character, but he's not the main character. That story is about Ciri."
Yeah, the crowd that says stuff like that not really big fans of books and reading. So it's
good point. Fair point.
I was like, as someone who like knows so little about the game, I just seeing the preview for, I was like, oh, this thing looks amazing. Like the hype video looked great.
The tech demo thing was so great looking. Man, I showed it to my family and they were like, we don't care. I was like, I care. It's cool. Look how great this looks. My voice was like, okay. Sure.
I did the same thing.
That's great for you, honey.
Right? I did the same thing with Donkey Kong. I was like, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this with me now. And she's like, what are we doing here? I was like, you just watch.
You're gonna make me sit through all 15 minutes of this Nintendo Direct, huh?
That's right. You will say you're gonna watch this. You don't even have to say anything. Just sit next to me as I watch it.
Just nod. Just go, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's all I need. I understand. I'm being patronized. It's okay. Just sit here for me, please.
Well, there's another game you're looking forward to as we talk about your future game. The Totemic, the Monumental. What's that?
Everyone's always looking forward to it, Dan. We're never gonna not be looking forward.
It's coming. It's got a hard date. That date's locked in. It's not going
forward. Yeah, just like this one. Forward.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
I was totally okay when they moved it back. I was like, take the time you need. GTA 5 is such a good game that it still holds up to this day.
12 years later. It's been 12 years.
Everyone's still playing 5.
It's still so good. And I was never a big player of the online mode, but I've played the story however many times. I've played it on 3 different generations of consoles and PCs and everything else, and I'll play it again. You could tempt me to start GTA 5 over tonight. It's so good. It's a great story. They keep updating it. People love the online thing. I never got into it, but people love it. And it's held the test of time. I mean, what's it been, 12, 13 years? 3 generations of consoles. And yeah, if you need an extra 6 months, 8 months, whatever, make it right. The trailers were awesome. The game looks fantastic. And it just, yeah, I'm looking forward to it in a big way. And I don't even know if it's the online stuff. I think I'm just looking forward to the story.
I'm going to ask the question, not to bring heat, but this has been lingering before the Switch 2 price drop, before the Switch 2 game price drop. There was already talk of, are they going to make this a hundo? It's going to be a big 100 in here to begin with. So I ask, what price point do you expect for this game, and frankly, what will you pay?
I mean, I think I remember this being a quest a few months back, and
yeah.
I think I said, I think I said somewhere between 100 and 200. And I think realistically, if it's going to be the kind of game that's going to be around for 15 years,
yeah.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, you look at what games costed back in the 90s and early 2000s, they cost almost the same as they do now. And there's so much more that goes into them. And what they say, it costs like $1 billion to make this game.
The budget is currently estimated at $2 billion, but they're coming off of making 8 to 10 off of Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know what the online figures are at for that right now, but they were at $8 billion made 2 years ago. So they've probably pulled in another at least a $500 million or another $1 billion there. So this game is already paid for, to be clear. So it is a projected $2 billion budget though for it, as I understand it.
I think that's a growing trend. I mean, we saw games go up to $70 recently. Which I was not surprised about really at all. So if it's the first game that hits $100 for a regular edition, I would not be surprised. I'm still getting it day one. I'm still going to be on it. And so is half the world.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
Like you said with the Switch 2, everyone complained that the Switch 2 was so expensive, and they're still sold out.
Not unless you knew what was going into it, but yes.
And everyone's still buying them.
Yeah, they're still buying.
They bought it faster than everything else.
And it had one game.
Yeah,
it had one game.
yes, it had one game, and everyone kept buying it, and I enjoy it. I roll around.
Let's take a question from the Channel 3 history books that we picked for you to discuss. I was going to ask you about your controllers there, but like you already I already had planned this because I figured the controllers.
I didn't even know.
No, you didn't. The controllers were going to come up anyway, so I already had another question planned. I was too in awe of your 360 controller you had in that background picture. I mean, the PlayStation 30 anniversary, the one that your wife took. Yeah. I was already in awe of that. I was going to bring that in the Helldivers 2 up anyway, but the one I was really going to ask you in the end, even after we chatted the controllers, was to ruin a game and add grandma to a game.
Oh yeah, that one was fun because there was a couple that I wanted to use, and I think when the quest suggestion was brought up, I think I said Grandma Combat for Mortal Kombat, which is it's funny to think of just a couple of old ladies like the Golden Girls just going at it, throwing knives at each other or whatever. I think I forget what I used for the actual quest, but I'll go with Grandma Combat.
Perfect. I just want to know what the Golden Girl give me a Golden Girl esque fatality. That's all I need.
Man, I don't know. My wife watches this show.
Give somebody like a Werther's and they choke on the Werther's. Is that what? Give them like a hard candy.
You'd have to, yeah. You'd have to be something like Blanche says something to her mom, and her mom just uppercuts her through the ceiling or something.
Verbal fatality.
Verbal fatality.
And last question we asked: what's been your favorite feature on Channel 3?
I've been thinking about this question for a while, and I think I've gone back and forth. And I think my first answer was going to be I like how gaming is is built into like some of the aspects of the site. So like liking a post is one-upping. I thought that was really cool, and respawning. And I really like how everything is kept in gaming terms. But I think the biggest thing I really like the video game book club. I think it's a really cool way to knock out games on your backlog that have just been sitting there for months, years. And we kind of fell off here with Tomb Raider. I think
it was kind of a summer break game. It was
Smeagol played it. I think like 2 other people played it. I think I'm at like 75% of it, and like I think last week or the week before, Smeagol was like, "Are you going to finish this game?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get to it." But it's a cool way to like get through these games, even games you've already played. Like I played the last big one I did was this Jedi game, Fallen Order. It was fun to go back through and play it again, and then like every week have that discussion where everyone's at that same point where, you know, you're getting all these cool screenshots and you're doing the challenges to get to certain checkpoints, and then I just at the end, I think Info did a live stream, but he had some technical issues with it, so I think he started doing recorded ones from there. But it was really cool just to everyone, like it's like a regular book club. You get to discuss this game with with your friends, people you talk to every day. And most of my friends, they don't care about playing video games, so like I can
the people in your really house great. Don't. Yeah,
I know. Actually, everyone up until about 5 minutes ago, everyone in my house was playing Fortnite except for me. My kids got my wife playing yesterday, and she's already like a level 25 or 26. And I was like, what's going on?
So I have to ask, is she actively engaged in this? Because my wife is brought on to cut down trees and act as a meat shield for my son and daughter.
I mean, I think she's having fun with them. I mean, she's playing with the kids, so she's. I can hear they're out there yelling. She doesn't have a headset. She was using mine last night, so I can hear her yelling into the PS5 controller, like, "Leave me alone! Leave me alone!" But she plays some games. Like she was really big into Split Fiction and It Takes Two. My kids and my wife have played It Takes Two probably 10 times from front to back, and then they played Split Fiction like 5 times. And that was like when Split Fiction came out, the goal was, she's like, "You never play with me." I'm like, "Well, let's play this game together." And we played it for like 10 minutes, and I was like, "All right, I had something to do, whatever." And then she was like, "Well, you left me." So I played with the kids. So I still haven't played it. I've played like an hour of Split Fiction, and every time I walk in there, they're playing, and I'm like, "Man, this game looks so much fun."
So, we will. The important thing is we will see Mrs. Taco Supreme amongst the Fortnite IDs. I have to register on Wednesday.
I mean, I know my daughter likes to play. Like I even like last week I took the week off from playing because I had some stuff going on. But I told her, I said, "Hey, Wednesday we're getting back in. We're doing party night again." And she's like, "Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it." So I was like,
I was wondering about that because she's taken you out a few times now.
Oh yeah,
she's got you marked. So
she's not bad. I mean, they've definitely gotten better. My son, he's a little bit younger and he's still kind of learning, but he's getting better. But yeah, she might have to get an upgrade in her game system. She's got like a launch edition PS4 in her bedroom, and that's what she's been playing on. So
more than once in the few weeks she's been playing, I've seen her take you down.
She's got the one time she got me, and I was like, "How?" I was like, "I'm playing over here on a PC with the DualSense Edge controller. She's got a 10-year-old PS4 on Wi-Fi and just took me out."
The kids are scary.
Yeah, they figured it out so well.
Yeah, they really have.
They learn quick. I'm just getting older, I guess. My reaction times are down. I can't do it no more.
I feel it. I'm feeling it kind of slip away, and I'm watching my son, and I feel like he's like absorbing. It's just absorbing it away from me,
sucking up your life force. Yeah,
he like little by little. I'm seeing it
taking your skills from you.
I'm seeing it more and more. It's pretty terrifying because I'm still he's only 6, so he can't like win anything, but he learns it so much faster than I expect him to. It's terrifying at this point.
Yeah, my son is almost 9. He's beaten games that I haven't beaten before. He's beaten God of War. He did Ragnarok. He did Spider-Man 2. He's done so many games like front to back. Now, what was he playing? Oh, he started Hogwarts Legacy the other day. And I was like, that's great. That was a really, really fun game that I played, way back a couple years ago when it came out. And I asked him something. I said, "Oh, well," I was like, "You should have played it on the PS5, not the Xbox, because it has more hard drive space." And he's like, "Well, I'm already at this point." I said, How did you get that far into the game? You've been playing it for half a day." And my wife's like, "He skips all the dialogue. He just blows through the dialogue. And he just wants to fight." I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess if you do that, then yeah, you can get through these games pretty quick."
These kids don't know.
Nah. They don't appreciate the story. They just like to blow stuff up.
That's right. And on that note, we've made it to the end of another What Are Your Three. Thank you, Taco Supreme, for being with us. You can find the podcast at c3.gg/podcast, dropping every Wednesday morning at 3:33 a.m. Eastern on all the major platforms, including Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Ray. Dan puts this all together. Our executive producer is Joe Willis. Our theme song is by Cassie Garden, and I'm also out of order. Have a good day, everybody.
Channel 3 is the future.